going on? It's your boy Sheiv the Wise, and welcome back to Vader's Lair. Happy Monday to everybody in the chat. It is good to see you guys. Much love, Don Clouderman, for being here. Let's get into it because we got a lot to talk about today, including The Mandalorian Season 4. That's right, not Season 3. But Season 4 has been confirmed by Jon Favreau himself, or at least the fact that he has written it. I imagine that it will be renewed for a fourth season. So that's some fantastic news. But we'll get more into that here in a second because there's a lot of other stuff to talk about, including two other shows, such as the Ahsoka Show and the Book of Boba Fett. Let's go! Let's do it! Welcome back to the channel, one and all. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and a big welcome to you if you are. Let's get into the topic of discussion right away, because there is a lot to talk about. Like I said, The Mandalorian Season 4 has been confirmed, or at least the fact that Jon Favreau has written it has been confirmed. He talked about in an interview today how basically he did a lot of the writing process during Season 3 or during post-production of Season 3, trying to make it as continuous of a story as he possibly could. And so it makes a lot of sense that he would be writing the rest of the story as he's kind of finishing seeing the first, the third season unfold. You know what I mean? So again, with this news, I also want to talk about two other pieces of news, and let's go over and check out this article from the Bespin Bulletin saying The Mandalorian Season 4 to film in October, apparently, and the Book of Boba Fett Season 2 possibly in pre-production. So let me turn down the music just a little bit more. Let's get into this article here from Bespin Bulletin saying, once again, Mandalorian Season 4 is to film in October. The Book of Boba Fett Season 2 possibly in pre-production. Let's go if that's true, man. If that's true, I cannot wait. So it says, hello there. Before we continue reading the article, blah, 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 go check out the Ko-Fi page here. If you guys want to check out the article, has a little bit more if you want to show support to them. But they say the third season of the Disney Plus phenomenon, The Mandalorian, is due to hit our screens on March 1st, just 9 days away, marking a triumphant return for the series, which last aired in 2020. The third season of the hit series began filming towards the tail end of September 2021 and wrapped principal photography in March of last year. But just mere months after the season wrapped, creator Jon Favreau revealed he was already hard at work writing the fourth season, which again, that was an interview. I guess that wasn't from today, but it was confirmed earlier today that he's completed the writing for Season 4. So that was what he confirmed earlier today. He talked about already how there's going to be a Season 4, but this was just a confirmation from him that he's completed writing it as well. So we do know there's most likely going to be a fourth season of The Mandalorian from the words of Jon Favreau himself. Today, a new report from Making Star Wars claims that both the fourth season of the series, which thanks to Favreau we know has been in development for quite some time and is seemingly ready to go, will be filming this October at Manhattan Beach Studios. Whoops, let me turn this one on. Dang it. Thought that light was charged. Boo. Alright, now I'm probably like too bright. So relax, Sheep. I know. It's bright. It's a bright light. Alright. Let's go. So, where was I? The fourth season will begin filming this October at Manhattan Beach Studios in California. The outlet added new armor for Moff Gideon, Gideon-specific stormtroopers, and a new jetpack for Din Djarin have been or are being made. In addition to the Mandalorian news, Making Star Wars also revealed that a second season of the commercially successful Mandalorian spin-off series, The Book of Boba Fett, may also be in pre-production, with work commencing on the cockpit of Slave 1. Okay, so yes, work is being commenced on the cockpit of Slave 1 and the armor of the titular character. Alright, so they're making new Boba armor, or at least updated Boba armor. You know, they always slightly change it seems like. Sort of like Darth Vader, how each iteration of his suit is like a little bit different in most of the material that we get. So with Boba Fett, it seems like they're making an armor for him for a potential second season, as well as working on the cockpit of Slave One once again. Really cool stuff. And if this is true, maybe he's just going to stop by in The Mandalorian again. But I think in Mandalorian Season 3, we're going to get more of his story kind of played out here. I think it's definitely possible that... Let's head back in the lair and talk about this a little bit. And I want to see what you guys are saying. But I definitely think the way this is going is that Boba is basically going to become a Mandalorian in Mandalorian Season 3. I mean, he sort of already is in the fact that he is a foundling of his father, Jango Fett. But I think he's going to actually be kind of adopted into the Mandalorian culture the same way that he was adopted into the Tusken culture and learn their ways. He's going to fully become a Mandalorian, just like his father was, and kind of in his father's footsteps. Which is very much Boba Fett, to follow in his father's footsteps. And I think even overcome what his father did, becoming a bounty hunter and kind of just... I don't even know. Jango was wild and trying to kill Mace Windu. What you thinking, my guy? Not a good idea. Not a good idea. But I really think that Boba is going to progress throughout Season 3, become a Mandalorian, and from there we could get a Book of Boba Fett Season 2 where Boba is a Mandalorian and we continue to see his story and maybe even get flashbacks to times when his father kind of was learning from Jaster Muriel when he was becoming a Mandalorian. And that is kind of in EU more so than anything, but we do know it is confirmed in canon when Boba Fett says, you know, take a look at this, and you know, it shows him all the names of the people that have owned the armor, and of course in there is Jango Fett and Jaster Muriel, which would have been Jango's like adopted father, or you know, Jango would have been his foundling. And Jaster Muriel, I believe too, is one of the what's it called? I think he was a Mandalore at one point, if I'm not mistaken. I know in EU at least Jango was, and of course Boba does become one, which that is my theory right now, is that Boba is eventually going to become Mandalore. What up, everybody in the chat? How we feeling about this? Yes, Season 4 and 5, says CT0420. Do it. And I think there should be like 7 seasons of The Mandalorian, if I'm being honest. I mean, I've heard rumors recently of a potential show involving all the stuff down the line. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, if it's going to become a movie, because even Jon Favreau has kind of teased that out recently. Who knows, though? I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff going on in the Star Wars space, and I do think that they can continue to, you know, give us more Mandalorian, especially the fact that they're only doing 8 episodes a season. It really allows them to tell a longer story, even with 8 hours each season. You know what I mean? They can do a lot in those 8 hours, and, you know, even less than 8 hours most of the time. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they can continue to tell this story for at least 7 seasons, I think. Brian O'Connor, what up? Don Clutterman, yes, he was. Jaster, yes, indeed, he was the Mandalore at one point. Star Wars Obsession says Jaster was Mandalore. Okay, I thought so. Thank you guys for confirming. Much love. What up with you, my guy? Don Clutterman says the list of rumored titles leak or question mark. One of them is the Gotra and the lineage in Hindi, so it could be Bo Din or even Bo. I feel like that would maybe be a code from Book of Boba Season 2. I don't know. That's interesting. But, you know, on the topic of Book of Boba Fett Season 2, I've been saying for a long time that I think this is going to happen. I really think that Boba's story is going to continue to progress, like I'm saying here. And for it to be kind of a second season with him as a Mandalorian would just be poetic. I don't even know where I was going anymore. I think it could be announced at Star Wars Celebration. That's where I was really going with this. I think Book of Boba Season 2 could be an announcement at Celebration, and that would be awesome. That would be freaking awesome. Tem loves hanging out with the fans and talking with the fans, so bring him out on stage for, you know, he's been in The Mandalorian Season 3 probably so far, because we know, you know, by the time we get to Celebration, we'll probably have seen Boba in Mandalorian Season 3, I think. But either way, you know, bring out Tem. Book of Boba Season 2. Everybody gets hyped. It would be lit. What up, talented Mr. Griffin? Good to see you in the chat, my man. Don says, I know they intended for 5 for sure based on some comments Pedro made about his contract. Maybe it's more, maybe it's like 10 seasons, but 5 of them are with Pedro as the Mandalorian and 5 of them are with Grogu as the lead. I mean, cheaper that way. That's messed up. I love Pedro. Star Wars MCU OG, what up? Good to see you in the chat, my dude. Brian O'Connor says this is the same guy who didn't know the difference between Jawas and Ewoks. Who didn't? Are you talking about Jon Favreau? I'm dead. Alright, so along with that, they kind of finish off saying the outlet sources working on Fett related material believe that they're prepping for a second season of the hit series, whilst the other sources are working on the 4th season of The Mandalorian. So the two could be in production at the same time or filming around the same time. It would make, shooting with everybody pretty easy as they can go back and forth from sets and whatnot. It makes a lot of sense. That would be pretty cool. It could be that the productions are simply one and the same, and making Star Wars sources have their wires crossed, but even so, it's likely that it likely marks a return of Boba Fett, whether it's his own season or The Mandalorian remains to be seen. So I've been saying for a long time I think Boba's going to be in The Mandalorian season 3, so it definitely makes sense for him to be in Mandalorian season 4 as well. And I even kind of warned as an air of caution before this article that it could be possible these productions are the same thing and we just see more of Boba in Mandalorian season 4. I mean, we did see a whole 3 or 4 episodes of Din Djarin in the Book of Boba Fett, right? It was like 3, but what up, that boy Sheiv? You got me all messed up, that boy Steve. Good to see you in the chat. Dat wise man Sheiv, what up? Much love to you, that boy Steve. Not that boy Sheiv, that's me. What you talking about, Sheiv? Just chilling. Hope you guys are having a great evening. Dude, I'm having an awesome evening with this news. So let's get over to an article from the Direct, because there's some news for the Ahsoka show as well. I mean, I haven't really got into this too much. I've seen some stuff out there along the way, but apparently it is possible that the Ahsoka show will be multiple seasons. And I've been saying, like I said, I've been saying this for a minute now. I definitely think it's possible Ahsoka show is going to be multiple seasons. But let's check out this article from the Direct to see what the latest kind of update about that is and when we can expect the Ahsoka show to come out. So Ahsoka season 1 gets release update from Rosario Dawson. Come on, Sheiv. Fans looking forward to Disney Plus's Ahsoka have all the more reason to be excited thanks to an update from the show's star. The upcoming Star Wars series will see the return of Ahsoka Tano in live action, a character originally from the series and film The Star Wars The Clone Wars, my bad. Played by Rosario Dawson, the fan favorite Togruta first appeared in live action in The Mandalorian and then in the Book of Boba Fett, all ahead of her titular series coming to Disney Plus sometime this year. Disney Plus recently listed the 2023 release as being a season 1, implying that there could be a second season in the works eventually. So when will Ahsoka release on Disney Plus? During an interview on Today with Hoda and Jenna, almost wanted to say Hondo, Hoda and Jenna, Ahsoka star Rosario Dawson revealed a likely premiere date window for the upcoming Disney Plus series. Dawson explained that the show is probably going to come out in fall following the release of Haunted Mansion. Ahsoka, that's going to probably come out in the fall. We're going to have Haunted Mansion coming out in August. This has recently been pushed up to late July 1st. So August 1st or July 1st apparently is when we can maybe expect that's when Haunted Mansion's coming out. Okay, Haunted Mansion is set to release on July 28th, so a release date for Ahsoka between September and November seems most likely at this point. I've heard other people talking about it potentially being even earlier than that, but that is, I mean, it's still around the corner, and I'm hyped for Ahsoka because even as they get into here, it is going to be kind of a continuation of Rebels. So seemingly it will be the next Star Wars premiere after The Mandalorian's 3rd season and Young Jedi Adventures before being followed up by Skeleton Crew, which is still currently slated for a 2023 premiere as well. What will the Ahsoka series be about? As more information about Ahsoka is revealed, the publicly announced cast continues to grow. Many fans wonder what more to expect in the new series. Star Wars Rebels fans will have the opportunity to see many of their favorite characters return, such as Ezra Bridger, Sabine Wren, and potentially Loth Wolves, although the latter is still rumored at this point. It appears the Rebels will be a heavy source of inspiration for the show's plot, as well as such as a story about trying to track down Thrawn, which we see in Season 2 of Star Wars The Mandalorian. But ultimately, Ahsoka will be a welcome continuation of Rebels' story, as well as a series finally highlighting the fan favorite Star Wars Clone Wars character when it appears. Definitely super hyped for Ahsoka. Let me know what you guys think of that. If you think that there's going to be multiple seasons of the Ahsoka Show, I believe there's been a few other things kind of teasing out that there could potentially be multiple seasons, or at least, fans picking into it and realizing that, season 1 means that there could be season 2, and I do think that there's going to be multiple seasons of Ahsoka myself. I think that they could easily go 4 seasons with that show as well. Right now, it seems like Disney Plus is trying to ramp down how many shows are coming out, like how many different shows, and kind of focus on making the shows you do have that are going to be successful as good as they possibly can be. And I think, focusing on Ahsoka and telling multiple seasons of her story, having multiple seasons of The Mandalorian, multiple seasons of the Book of Boba Fett, it's great freaking marketing. It's awesome stuff. Having all of them kind of congruently go towards each other and have interweaving storylines, it's amazing to me. I think it's an awesome idea. And anybody that hasn't seen the Book of Boba Fett, or maybe isn't going to check out Ahsoka quite yet because they're not sure, or they don't know of Ahsoka as well, or maybe it's a casual fan that only saw her in The Mandalorian Season 2, you gotta watch them all because they're all going to be freaking great, and the stories they're going to tell congruently are going to be fantastic. I'm in for it, man. They're trying to do what the MCU did in a lot of ways. It's the MCU Star Wars here, what Dave and John are doing, telling an interweaving story between so many different shows and mediums, and hopefully one day even a movie. That would be freaking amazing, man. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Rebels Season 5, though, says Dawn with a wink. Oh, yes. Give me Rebels Season 5. It's just titled Ahsoka, and it has more of Ahsoka. Ooh, it's perfect. It's perfect, Dawn. I'm going to live through some great Star Wars times, and I'm here for it, man. I'm so grateful. It is going to be awesome to see what they do in the next 5 to 10 years with Star Wars and with these shows, man. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Hey, Mikey MC. Mikey, I hope I said that right. MYKKI MC says, hi Vader's Lair, I'm waiting for Bad Batch Season 2 Episode 10 and Watch Party. We're definitely going to be covering that tomorrow, and I cannot wait, to be honest. I definitely am excited for the Bad Batch, and it's been an awesome season so far, in my opinion. I've been enjoying a lot of it. It really feels like a continuation of Clone Wars in a lot of ways, and I'm excited to see how the rest of their story plays out, although I do think that we're getting multiple seasons of the Bad Batch. I don't think we're stopping at Season 2, so buckle up for a long ride with all of these shows, because I think Ahsoka could be at least 4 seasons, Book of Boba Fett hopefully at least 3, you know what I mean, and then Mandalorian, 7, 8, 9, 10, so buckle up for these long form storytellings that Dave and John have for us, because it's gonna be an awesome freaking ride. It's gonna be an awesome ride. Dat Boy Steve says, I'm so hyped. We got a confirmation of multiple Ahsoka seasons. I don't know if it's a full confirmation, like it's not from Disney themselves, but I'm considering it. I think they are. Like, think about it this way, man. Dave Filoni has been with this Ahsoka's character for how many years now? Since 2000, probably 4 or 5. Because to be honest, like, the show didn't come out till 2008, but Dave was working with George for a bit. He hired him and taught him, as much as he could, had him build a crew and everything. They went to work. And you know what? Dave learned so much along the way, grew with the Ahsoka character with Ashley Eckstein, and that character is so much Dave's. It really is. Ahsoka is truly Dave's character, and it's the first, center character he had. And even when the challenge came to face, and a lot of the fans didn't like Ahsoka at first, they're like, Anakin never had an apprentice, he stuck with it, and he made people realize, damn, Anakin losing his apprentice is really another, nail in the coffin to him leaving the Jedi Order. I mean, stick for it in the long haul, and I definitely think that Dave wouldn't just write one season for Ahsoka. It's going to be a full thing. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be fully focused on telling that story. Who knows how many seasons Ahsoka could actually be. I can't wait for it, man. I cannot wait. Dawn says, hello, y'all. Mash that like on your way in, ingress, or exit. Do it, please. It helps out the channel a lot, and I really, truly do appreciate it. Star Wars MCU OG says, I think we get a few seasons of Ahsoka. Me too. I'm thinking really probably like 3, 4. I don't know. I probably 3 or 4, but I could see it being like a 5-season show, if I'm being honest. I don't think it's going to just be 2. Maybe it would, but I think it's going to be like 3. Maybe 4. Rebels is 4, so 4 is my number right now. I think 4 seasons of Ahsoka, hopefully like 6 or 7 of Mando. 8 to 10 would be preferred. I mean, you could literally continue Mandalorian without the Mandalorian. He can train up Grogu, be his dad. Have it be like The Last of Us in Star Wars, where I'm not gonna say that. That's messed up. I think at some point Pedro's probably gonna die in both of those. That's what I think. I don't really know. I really don't know. I never played through all of The Last of Us, so I'm not gonna act like I know what happens to Joel, but I'm just saying, I think Joel and Din Djarin at some point are gonna have to sacrifice themselves for the little kids they're protecting, and the little kid's gonna have to continue their story without him. I think that's gonna happen with Grogu. And I think you could easily tell 4 or 5 seasons of Grogu's story, if not more. You know what I mean? The dude's going to live to, 800, 900 years old. So, you got a lot of Grogu ahead of you. I'm ready to, MYKKI. Don Clutterman says, for 2 years they've been talking Mandoverse. For the love of God, if anyone doesn't get this, it's an ensemble of stories, not individuals. Preach! Facts, Don. I mean, literally, people were begging at one point to do MCU in Star Wars. I know some fans were like, don't do that, but I remember a time when fans were like, yeah, do what I wish Star Wars would do what the MCU is doing, and maybe they're talking about the movies, but they're doing it with TV shows, which, newsflash, you spend more time with characters in television shows than you do in movies. I know, mind-blowing, right? Right? It's crazy, but it's true. It's true. I mean, with seasons of shows, you have 6-8 hours of content, if not more. Most platforms do more than that. Disney Plus, no. But truly though, you get more time with the characters in TV shows, and not only that, but they're intertwining these characters throughout other shows. You're getting so much time with these characters during this time period. They're telling a full, expansive story, and people are tripping over one season of Book of Boba Fett. You know what I mean? Like, we got so much time left. Relax. We're in this for the long haul. The more Star Wars, the better, in my opinion. And the more of these shows, the better, in my opinion. Because I've been enjoying the hell out of them anyway. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, y'all. Don also says Din will pass of old age with many grandkids on his knee. The Grogu can do his Jedi thing then, or Jedi Mandalorian. Yes, I think so. Jedi Mandalorian is the most the outcome I'm most hoping for. I mean, there's a lot of ways his story could end up going, but I do think that he is going to be a Jedi Mandalorian in some aspect. And I think he's gonna really be the one to lead Mandalorians in many ways. I think at some point he'll get a signet of his own. You know what I mean? Whatever armor he potentially has. Maybe Grogu's gonna be the mythosaur that rises up. You know what I mean? He's like a tenth of the size of a mythosaur, but probably a 16th of the size, really. But Saber Smith says, "I remember a time when we all had were comic books. All we had were comic books." Glad I don't remember that kind of time period. I remember a time when there was, you know, GameCubes and Game Boys galore. God, I'm so young. That just really dated me. Not that you guys don't know my age anyway, but no, for real though. I'm glad that we have so much content now, man. I truly am. It's amazing to get all these shows. I mean, I remember when everybody was hoping for a Boba Fett season or a series or a movie, you know what I mean, or an Obi-Wan Kenobi show. We were all begging for it. We got it, and half the fandom's like, eh. I've been enjoying the hell out of these shows, and I'm just happy that we were able to get them. You know what I mean? I'm a grateful Star Wars fan. Hey, Joey Ebbs, good to see you in the chat. Sabersmith, LOL. Yeah, shots fired. My bad, y'all. My bad. I liked Book of Boba, man. I'm hopeful for season 2. It's a good time to be a fan. Oh, so we do have one more thing to get into today, and this one is probably one of the coolest things we've talked about, and we've talked about a lot of cool stuff. So let me pull this up for y'all, because it is some cool stuff. This is the Jedi Survivor gameplay, but not just the gameplay. It's the gameplay of the lightsaber combat. So let's check this out. And let me make sure the audio is ready to go. I'm going to turn down my music. Shout out to Tube. And let's do this. Oh. Boom.
As part of our continuing coverage of Star Wars Jedi Survivor for IGN First, we wanted to showcase the straight combat gameplay that we use for our lightsaber stance explainer, so you can enjoy all the action and scout trooper display.
Oh, I got roasted by Melvin Don? That's awesome.
Please note that this is a test environment, not a level pulled from the actual game, and a showcase of just 5 stances.
I bet I did.
Enjoy, and keep it here on IGN for more Star Wars Jedi Survivor all throughout February.
Damn, he just cut him in half. Oh, yeah. Die, Commando Droid. Let's go. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, Cal. Look out. Oh, dual wield. Let's go. Got him. Damn, that looks smooth. Hell yeah. Got him. That's sick. Oh yeah. Double-sided. The OG. That's great. For my awesome rant? Oh, that's fantastic. That's even better. It's a rite of passage. A rite of shieldom, if you will. Thank goodness. That's great news. Oh, whoa. That was sick, Cal. Go back. Go back. What was that? Oh, my goodness, Cal. What is you doing? Woo. Oh, yeah. Get off me, son. Oh, I am hyped for this. He just slashed his head. Oh, yeah. Oh, dismemberment of stormtroopers. Let's go. Let's see the saber. I bet. That was an awesome body slam. Here we get the cross guard. I saw this on Twitter. A lot of fans were really excited about this. Oh yeah, kick him in the face. I'm loving this combat system, man. I'm excited for it. That was freaking awesome. Oh, get off me, son. That's sick. So there are going to be puzzles as well, and IGN's been covering a lot of this stuff lately. So we could watch this at some point, but there is going to be puzzle kind of challenges and whatnot. I think there could be potential side quests even. I'm not sure. And then there's also a combat stances explained video, which I'm down to check this out with you guys. I'm down to check this out.
Site security is a never.
Alright. Chill. No free ads here. No free ads here. Boo. Bleep bloop blop. What up, Mike Potter?
That a Jedi makes for a pretty badass playable video game protagonist. They've got a lightsaber, force powers, they're quick, and they can jump really high. All great innate attributes for an action game.
That was sick. He just pulled himself to the.
Having a Jedi main character is that they're only really known to use lightsabers. That presents a bit of an issue, as most good action game heroes have multiple weapons to help keep combat fresh over the course of the game. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order found a solution to this problem by giving Cal 2 different lightsaber stances, each with their own combat focus and moveset, and with the sequel, Jedi Survivor, Respawn is looking to up the ante with a total of 5 different stances.
5 different stances. Let's go.
To find out more about each of these stances, I talked with Senior Design Director Jason DeHarris and Game Director Stig Asmussen, who walked me through the design philosophy behind each stance and their unique approaches to combat.
That's funny. I'm still laughing over the fact Melvin took this time out of his day to talk about me. That's hilarious.
Of Jedi Survivor has been this concept of Jedi 2.0 and how to take Cal from where he was in Jedi Fallen Order.
Cal uppercuts are smooth looking. Yeah, they are. I can't wait for this, man.
Place and identity to where he is now in Jedi Survivor. A much more confident and capable Jedi Knight who is also 5
The combo moves are going to be lit as heck.
Said that the team wanted this change reflected
I take a stance on that? I'm sure you do, Mike Porter.
Through his combat as well. As a result, Cal is a much more capable fighter right from the start in Jedi Survivor, with 3 saber stances available right from the beginning of the game.
That's sick. You start with 3.
Double-bladed and dual-blade.
We felt like it was important to give the player a greater arsenal right off the bat. We had 2 fully realized stances.
That's dope. So Cal is really going to be starting even further than he was in the last game.
And we had a stance where you had a twin blade, which was something that we wanted to fully realize in the first game, but we basically ran out of time.
Yeah, that was the most you could do before.
A special move. It was a really cool moment, but it was, not given the same amount of focus and execution. So that was like day one. We're gonna finish.
Yeah. You gotta do the 2 sabers. That's sick though.
Really used the twin blade stance as the jumping off point because they already knew the roles the single and double blade stances would play in combat, and so they wanted to start by trying to make the twin blades feel unique.
And that's where we started thinking, okay, let's make
5 stances are cool. Force pushing people off ledges is cooler. I don't know, man. The stances are pretty sick.
For one, you're a bit of a glass cannon. You take more damage, but you attack faster and have a wider array of unique combos.
Oh man, I'm probably gonna do dual wield.
Pause for a beat before continuing the combo. In addition to that, twin blade stance is the only one where you're able to dodge or guard cancel out of the startup animations of an attack. Other stances have you commit to your attacks very much like you would in a game like Dark Souls, where once you press the attack button, you have to wait until your attack animation
Hoping the local video stores does a midnight launch like Fallen Order. I hear you say T. Davidson. I ordered a special one that's like supposed to come in this tin. It was like the the Jedi version, I don't know what it was. I bought the most expensive friggin' version you could. It comes with the dang Cal Kestis lightsaber, so I nerded out, bought that, and I'm like worried it's not gonna come in time. You know what I mean?
It's relatively fast.
It probably won't, so I'll probably have to buy a second copy or something.
You can throw your lightsaber out for a mid-range attack, and its special ability is a strong thrust.
Maybe I'll give one away.
That can be charged to deal heavy stamina damage to single enemies. Like in Fallen Order, the double-bladed stance is the go-to stance for crowd control.
Actually, that sounds like a cool idea.
B1 droids crowding an area, it's never a bad idea to bring out that double blade and start dancing your way through the crowd.
Johnson, why are you naked?
Sick.
My t-shirt sucks. Look at Gibson.
Oh my goodness! Get these ads out of here. Why are you naked, Johnson?
Spread out all around town. The downside is that there's a lot of startup time to its attacks, making it a weapon that you really need to be careful with when putting it to use against faster enemies. There will be 2 brand new stances that you'll be able to wield in Jedi Survivor, and while Respawn wanted to keep a lot of the cards relating to these 2 stances close to their chests, we do know that one of them is called the crossguard stance and utilizes a hilted lightsaber, much like the one that Kylo Ren uses.
Sick.
And the other one is called the blaster stance, which is a fighting style that incorporates both a lightsaber and a blaster.
Are they gonna do a
as a high risk stance?
Whoa, pause, go back. Does that mean they're gonna do one that's like Ezra's, where it's like a saber and a gun? If they do that, that would be sick.
Saber, much like the one that Kylo Ren uses, and the other one is called the blaster stance, which is a fighting style
the blaster
that
stance?
both a lightsaber and a blaster.
What?
They describe the crossguard stance as a high-risk stance.
There's no way, right?
But is also the slowest and has the least amount of range.
So that is one where we wanted players that feel really powerful.
I'm dead, Mike Porter.
But there's a huge risk, probably more than twin, I would say, to where you have to understand spacing.
Alright, hold on, I'll be back.
With that stance, we don't artificially push you towards an enemy. It's kind of like a fighting game stance a little bit, so we wanted that stance to be a little more mastery curve there.
With regards to the blaster stance, the team wanted something with more range, but also thought that a Jedi using a blaster would be a cool opportunity from a story standpoint as well.
I know from a story standpoint, we thought it would be really something that reflects the journey that Cal's going through to do something that's unconventional, something that's usually frowned upon for a Jedi, and kind of putting it in this circumstance where
all right, I'm back.
Whatever it takes in the situation.
That's sick.
You know, that's something that I think through conversations we were able to really make that work in regards to combat. We wanted something that had more range.
I think they mean he'll be using the blaster and saber at the same time. That's what I think too, right? Well, maybe it is just a blaster and a saber, but
use your saber.
I don't know, man. Maybe at some point they do something kind of like Ezra Bridger's first lightsaber. I think that would be pretty cool. Let's head back into the lair though, because I do have something to show you guys from my excursion at Galaxy's Edge this past weekend. So while I was there, I did manage to buy this bad boy, which I won't refer to the name that I call it, but it is Palpatine's lightsaber in all its glory. I thought it would be a lot fatter, I will say, and I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't. Like, it's still pretty thick, don't get me wrong, but I thought it would be way fatter than it is, and it is fun to just be able to, you know, it's true, isn't it? I'm dead. But this thing is pretty freaking badass. It was on sale. It is a USB charged lightsaber, unlike the rest of the ones at Galaxy's Edge, so it has its own little cool feature. And it is a glorious crimson red, and I love it. It also sounds epic. And every time I turn it on, I just want to do and just, you know, twirl and kill some people. But it is pretty sick. I do highly recommend. I don't think it's going to be there much longer. And if you guys do have the chance to go to Galaxy's Edge, I think it is worth what it's worth at the moment. It's pretty good deal. It was on sale, I think. I also made this guy, which you guys saw in my Galaxy's Edge video, which is my custom saber. I changed the grip on the bottom because that's how I wanted it. And I don't know if you guys watched the live stream I did for it or not, but while I was making it, I was literally like, I want to put this part down here and this part up here. And then I was like, you know what? They're kind of rushing us. So let me just take both of them, leave them where they were. And then I'm just going to, change it later, which I did. It is really easy to customize these things. I might end up doing some 3D prints for it. It is longer than most of the other Galaxy's Edge lightsabers, most likely because it's customizable. But it's pretty badass. It's pretty freaking badass. And I do highly recommend the experience. Even, I mean, it comes with like a whole, a blade. It comes with a little package. So if you guys do ever go to Galaxy's Edge, well worth it. And you can also change the colors later on, which I got a white one, like Ahsoka. Sounds just like hers. Pretty dope. But yeah, highly recommend Galaxy's Edge still. If I had to say one complaint about it, I guess, I wish it was bigger. I want more, and I know I shouldn't. Chewbacca, what up in the chat? Welcome in. Obviously, Subdude, good to see you in the chat, my dude. He says it's thicker than I imagined. It is. It's quite thick. It's alright. That's how they like it. You know what I mean? I'm just playing. But yeah, no. They are both a little bit thicker. I'd say the thinnest Galaxy's Edge saber that I've seen is the Obi-Wan Attack of the Clone saber, which is no longer in production or being sold. So, yeah, they are a little bit girthier at Galaxy's Edge. Something about that area of the space. It's by the outer regions, I thought you got purple. No, I did get purple. That's what I said, Mike Porter. I got purple while I was there. Let me turn the music back on. I got purple while I was there, and you can actually buy other crystals that are different colors. And so I bought a white one when I bought the Palpy saber. I have the Ahsoka set, says obviously Subdude. I have the Clone Wars Ahsoka set. And one of them is now signed by Ashley Eckstein. That would have been a cool live stream too, but no. Yo, they taking me out too, Dat Boy Steve. That's pretty sweet and city, yes. How expensive are they at the park? Actually, the Palpatine one was not that expensive compared to what I thought it would be. I went in there thinking it'd be like $160. You're buying the Emperor saber, you know what I mean? But when I went in there, it was like on sale for like 30% off or something. So it ended up being like $120, $129, which I don't think is that bad, to be honest, for what you're getting. Plus, it's really pretty freaking dope. I mean, I thought about getting two just to be like Palpatine in the Clone Wars with the dual wield and be like, and just wear a hood to the next celebration I go to and carry these around, smack some people up. It's be pretty Sithy, like you guys said, No, yeah, I don't think that this one was all that bad. The Legacy sabers are actually cheaper than building your own because of the customization options that you get with this guy. And the fact that you can change the color of it if you're a nerd like me and you know how to 3D print. I guess a geek. I don't even know what that is. But if you're a 3D printer, you can learn how to 3D print your own stuff to put on the saber. It's pretty worth it. I think the create your own one was for the experience. Plus, you get the blade, you get a bag for it. So I mean, it's pretty worth it for the money you spend. You're spending like $220. So a bag, a blade, the experience, and a customizable lightsaber for $220. Happy birthday. Did you get the Droid Depot while you were there? I did go to the Droid Depot, and I was really tempted to buy a chopper because chopper is just the best. They do have him now at Galaxy's Edge, but I did not. Alas, I did not. I did not build my own droid. They were so small. I was like, I wish they were bigger. Like the lightsabers, bigger. It's not a bad deal. I don't think so either, Talented Mr. Griffin. I mean, it was a pretty dope experience, I gotta say. If Ahsoka had a purple, do you think that we would have had it done in time? If Ahsoka had purple, do you think we would have done it in time? Have it done in time. What? Have what done in time? I'm confused. Girth comments. I'm dead. Alright, y'all. We're probably going to get out of here in the next 10 minutes. So we're going to hang for a little bit more. But if you guys want to throw any questions in or any comments, if you're excited for season 4 of The Mandalorian. Heck, we're 9 days away from season 3. So get the hype going for season 4 now. Woo! Let's go! But yeah, we get to be excited for Ahsoka because that's going to be coming up in most likely the fall of this year, as well as potentially Book of Boba Fett season 2 potentially being in the works. Sheiv likes everything to be bigger is my takeaway from this stream. Season 3? Yes! Season 3 of The Mandalorian is 9 days away. And we are, who knows how many days from season 4, but it has been confirmed there will be a season 4, and Jon Favreau has finished writing it. I want Master Plo's saber so bad. Next purchase, says Sabersmith. Dude, do it. It is still there. I saw it. I think it was one of the sabers that was on sale. It could potentially, disappear at some point. But I saw Master Plo Koon's saber at Galaxy's Edge, and I was like, ooh, I know what one Dave Filoni would buy. Size matters not, says Don Clatterman. There you go. From the mouth of Grogu himself. Size matters not. Look at me. He takes down a whole mudhorn, or whatever those things are called. I'm so excited for season 3, man. I'm definitely hyped for Mandalorian to continue. We're going to be continuing our rewatch on Wednesday because tomorrow is our Bad Batch day. So if you're new to the channel, we're going to be doing a lot of streams the rest of the week, a lot of different things. I'm going to try to get some shorts out this week because I was learning how to do shorts and I was like, let's do some shorts. But we're going to try to do some more streams this week for sure. Try to get some videos out potentially. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a live stream around probably... Actually, we're going to be hanging out with Star Wars Obsession, I believe, over at the Star Wars Obsession. I don't know exactly what time, probably 5 or 6. I'll have to coordinate with him, but I'm going to be streaming over at the Star Wars Obsession, talking about everything probably, and definitely hyping up the Bad Batch episode 10 of season 2. And then we're going to be doing a stream over on this channel around probably 9 o'clock. I would say, where we're going to be talking about episode 10 or the next episode that's coming out, and we're going to do a little preview for it. And then later in the night around 11:30 we're going to do a watch party for the latest episode of Star Wars The Bad Batch. So I'll see you guys there for that. And then again, Wednesday we're going to continue our rewatch of The Mandalorian as well. We're going to finish off season 1 and likely watch the first episode of season 2 as well. So at least 3 episodes we're going to be watching on Wednesday, and then Saturday and Sunday we're going to try to finish it if we don't have time to watch any on Thursday or anything. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. We're going to try to watch the Mando episodes of Book of Boba as well. What is we saying in the chat? Go big or go home. Do it. Yes, good to know. Good to know indeed. Scotty Hawk says, come on, bro. Mudhorn is the clan name. Is that not a Mudhorn? What's the... Did I not say that? What did I say? Did everyone see the latest trailer with one little insert? Bo tells Din there's nothing left of Mandalore and to go home. I don't know if I have. If that's true, that means a lot. That means that Din Djarin is not going to be able to find the mines beneath Mandalore. Or at least according to Bo-Katan, he's not going to. We'll see what happens with that. Sabersmith says last Bad Batch episode before Mando takes over. Oh no. That is true. This is going to be the last episode of the Bad Batch that is not alongside the Mandalorian. But the exciting thing is that we're still going to be getting Bad Batch alongside the Mandalorian. While the Mandalorian is taking over, we're still going to be able to watch the Bad Batch. So the way that we're going to do it for the watch parties when we get to this point, since this is our last week watching with the Bad Batch exclusively, next week when the Mandalorian comes out in 9 days, the way we're going to do it is we're going to do a watch party for the Mandalorian Season 3. And we're going to do a watch party for Bad Batch Episode 11. Or 12. Or I don't know. I don't remember what episode we're on. We're going to do a watch party afterwards, though. So I'll set up 2 different streams. Try to get the next one going real quick so we can watch the Bad Batch episode. The cool thing is the Bad Batch is a little bit shorter. So however long the Mandalorian episode ends up being, which usually the premieres are pretty exciting, I will say. I was reminded today, the 2 premieres of the Mandalorian that we've had so far, we were introduced to Grogu and we were introduced or reintroduced to Boba Fett. So just saying, I think that we're going to get a big reveal at the end of episode 1 of season 3 of The Mandalorian. A big premiere reveal. You know what I mean? I think it's coming. Let me know who you guys think it could potentially be, though, in the chat. I mean, last time we did have Cobb Vanth as well, which that is a pretty big thing in itself, with the fact that Cobb Vanth was really a minor, side character from some of the novels. So that's how they got the sigil. Yes. Scotty Hawk says, you got it right, but shouldn't question yourself on it. Well, sometimes I'm not sure if I'm right about things. There's so much Star Wars knowledge up in this noggin that I'm just like, did I say that right? I don't even remember. There's too many Star Wars things in my head. Yeah, the Aftermath trilogy of books contain Cobb Vanth at points. A blurg. Go to StarWars.com on YouTube. It's actually called Go Home. Alright, well, let's pull it up then. I'm down to check this out. Go Home Mandalorian trailer. Go home, Sheiv. We'll watch Star Wars Coffees. Oh no! That's loud! Stop with the free ads! No! Alright, let me pull this up for you guys so you can check it out. This is the latest Star Wars Mandalorian trailer. Go home. Let me double check that this is actually going to pop up. Alright, let's check this out. This is the latest trailer for Star Wars Season 3 of The Mandalorian. Oh, now the volume's gone.
Hey kid, you ready for an adventure? On March 1st, the global phenomenon returns.
Let's go!
The Mandalorian Season 3, March 1st. I'm going to...
Okay, so that wasn't even it. Here we go.
There's nothing left. Go home.
Ooh. Again, some more emphasis on that Order 66 scene. Alright, that was a quick little one. Let's check that out again. There's nothing left. Go home.
There's nothing left. Go home.
Katie looks fantastic, too. That's awesome. I can't wait for this.
Go home.
Let's go!
The Mandalorian Season 3 streaming March 1st. Alright, kid. You ready for an adventure?
I'll turn that down. That was pretty cool. So, yeah, there we get Bo-Katan telling Din to go home. There's nothing left. Is she talking about Mandalore? She probably is, right? I didn't even know if she said it. Now I gotta watch it again. I want a raspberry colored saber. That would be dope. Raspberry colored would be dope. We discuss, yes, of course. Yeah, the Aftermath trilogy, I've heard a lot of good stuff about it, Sabersmith. I personally need to read them still. I feel like a bad fan for saying that, even though I've read a lot of the other books. I'm a big Thrawn simp. Those Thrawn books are fantastic. There's a lot of good Star Wars novels. Go read some books, guys. Go read some books. At least listen to audiobooks. They're pretty good. Don Clutterman says, we discussed so much theory. How can we tell what's real and what's not? Yet, that's where I saw first. Star Wars Coffee. No, Star Wars Coffee is pretty good. He does some cool... He uploads a lot of trailers and whatever. I got no hate for Star Wars Coffee. Creamsicle Saber. Ooh, I'm down with that. You don't tell me to read. Do it. It's good for you. You must read the books. Do it. At least the Thrawn, the 6 Thrawn books, go read them. Seriously though, they're good. They're good, especially if you've watched a lot of the other stuff. I'm just saying. If you've watched Star Wars Rebels and want to know what's coming in the Ahsoka Show potentially, go read those Thrawn books. You should. That's all I'll say. Obviously, some dude says, I was just thinking of different colors, but that's the one. Great, Dawn. Yeah, Dawn's got it. Creamsicle Saber. Yup. Perfect. Alright, y'all. I will see you tomorrow for our Bad Batch stream. We got a lot to talk about tomorrow for the episode. I think, real quick teaser. I think the Bad Batch are going to have a tough time getting off of that planet. And Sid, the relationship with Sid, it's going in the toilet. I wish I had like a button to press for a toilet noise. What the heck was that? But definitely, I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to have a fun time talking about the Bad Batch, watching the episode. I'll see you tomorrow, Star Wars Obsession. Go check out his channel, The Star Wars Obsession on YouTube. Much love to everybody in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us. May the Force be with you guys always. Peace.